When I started working with this brand, they were already making 6 figures per month consistently, so mid 6 figures, about $500,000, and they had no email marketing setup whatsoever, right? So the founder knew the importance of it. That's why he called me, and within about 45 days to 60 days, they were making $140,000 from email marketing. As you can see it right here, it's 21% of their attributed revenue during that time period, which is about 30 days. And yeah, they made $700,000 total, and $140,000 of that was attributed to the email setup. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact app we use to send the emails, the strategy we used, and how exactly we deployed them for the specific brand that is showcased here. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. First, I think it's really important that you understand the business backstory, because that's the foundation for everything that we set it up after. So first, the founder knows what he's doing, right? He's an experienced business owner. He literally went from $0 in February with this brand to $700,000 in September. He's an experienced guy, and he knows the importance of email marketing to increase the ROAS on paid traffic, return on ad spend. To do that email marketing setup, he just didn't have the bandwidth. And number two, their specific apparel company just runs super direct response offer, and they're often getting banned by Facebook and other advertising platforms. So that's why they had to rebrand the store every month, come up with a different logo, a different brand name, a different URL, a different domain name. Everything had to be renewed, like kind of on a monthly basis. And that's why we had to be very dynamic with the emails we set it up for them. So this was obviously an issue we had to get around on the email side, just because we couldn't send campaign. Because as I told you before, the name of the store, the domain name, everything changed. So when somebody subscribed to our list on month number 1, by month number 3, we had an email that was completely unusable, that was basically pointless. You can't redirect somebody that subscribed on month 1 to a new store on month 3 and have them convert. Because of that, we had to focus our attention on building great email flows. Flows, for people who don't know, are email retargeting. So for example, when people go to your store and add an item to cart, flows are what you send to them to get them back to your store and have them convert. This is just an example. You have different flows for different steps in your funnel. But yeah, we had to focus our attention on that. Then we really had to send the right message to the right person at the right time. This is super corny, like everyone says that, but this is generally what you have to do if you want to have people convert. And because they're an apparel brand with a lot of different products, with a lot of unique styles, their emails had to be extremely segmented. So right here, this is an example of a product they have, a t-shirt they have. And this is a famous basketball player, he's a celebrity. And if people come to the store for this specific item, you can't really have efficient email retargeting if you don't mention this product inside of the email. So everything has to be super dynamic. You have to showcase exactly what people are interested in, is what you have to do. And again, yeah, the store had hundreds of different shirts and hundreds of thousands of site visitors. So basically we had to make sure everyone gets retargeted properly, and yeah, that everything is working on the email side of things. The best platform by far to do that is Klaviyo. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get any more or less money whether or not you go and opt in for Klaviyo. I don't care, but this is genuinely the best, and I highly recommend you do that. So if you're using any email marketing platform that is like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, Bravo, or anything else that isn't specifically built for e-commerce, then you're losing money, right? Again, I'm not affiliated with Klaviyo. It's just the best. Just go sign up for Klaviyo. And if you don't know how to, I'll link a video here. Either if you have this document, if you're watching this video on this document, then you can just click here, or just Google that video, how to set up Klaviyo in Shopify, and you'll be able to watch that. So super simple, just do that and you'll make way more money off of email marketing. Then Optin Optimization. A lot of people talk about the email setup, the actual emails, but I'm going to talk to you about the opt-in rate, because list growth, how fast your list grows and how many profiles you add to your list, is genuinely one of the most important metric in email marketing. The main reason we got to 6 figures per month really fast from email marketing and email retargeting flows alone, not even using campaign, one of the major components for that is because the list grew at a high pace. So we're going to talk about it later, but if you have 10 times the amount of subscriber, you can be half as good as email marketing and still make 5 times more money. So this is just very simple math, but this is in action, it's just super powerful. So really focus on list growth. You absolutely need your list to grow at a high pace just because of this fact right here. So this is an example of one of our clients. I don't think that was the brand in question. This is just an example just from one of our clients, right? 120,000 form views and 12,000 forms submitted. So this is just the list growing extremely fast. 9% of people seeing the form opted in inside of our list. So very important, 12,000 people that you can retarget anytime that you want, right? And yeah, if you successfully do that, you will make a lot of money. If the average e-commerce brand converts at 2% on this type of form, you need to make sure you grow significantly more and significantly faster. Because if you triple that, your list grows at 6%, right? 2 times 3 is 6, and you'll make like 3 times more money just following that quick math equation. So quick advice for that, build different pop-up forms for like mobile and desktop, so each one loads optimally. This is very important because like you have different platforms, different users, and the way to interact with their devices are very different, and you need to make sure your pop-up is adapted to that just to get a higher percentage of opt-in right here. Submit, right? Then you need to test different combination of triggers. So for example, the triggers could be your time delay. Either you show the pop-up to people 7 seconds after they load your site, or maybe 12 seconds. You don't know which one converts better. Just split test it and you'll get different results. Always choose the best one, right? So then A/B test the offer and the design. Maybe you could lead with a 10% off, but maybe this is not effective for your brand. Maybe you need to opt for buy one, get one free. I know this is the offer we ran for this brand in particular, the buy one get one free, and this is what allowed us to get to these high numbers and having the list grow extremely fast. So for this brand, it was a buy one get one free. Now after we made the email list grow very fast, the other thing we did is email launches, right? Email launches in general are super effective for apparel companies just because they're the perfect candidates for that. But this brand was a bit different and we exploited this system even more, right? This was just a perfect scenario for them. Since the store was getting banned often and that they rebranded monthly, and also since we only ran email retargeting, the only people going to the store from emails were people who just learned about the brand, people who were super cold. For example, let's say they had a new collection 2 months ago for the previous store, then we still ran their ads for that product launch from 2 months ago for the new store, just because people who were receiving the emails just have never heard about the brand. They don't know if the collection is new, if the collection is old. It's basically all new because we rebranded the store recently. So everything that was in the store was new. We sent emails about the products being new, even if really they were like a couple months old. These emails actually crushed. And this is an example of one, right? This is an email from one of our flows. 7 days after people exited the store, we had this email coming out and at a 5% conversion rate. So it made $22,000. I think that was in a month. And same thing for this one, $46,000. I think it was the time span for this one was actually a bit longer than a month. So it was probably like 2 months or something. But yeah, 3% conversion rate, 4 days after people exited the store. So it was probably independent checkout just from the look of it. So yeah, very powerful strategies. Then if you need more details on how to launch email event and how to make sure they convert, how to make sure you have the right offer, how to make sure the email sequence is set it up properly, I highly recommend you watch this video on the topic matter. I'm gonna make it pop out on the screen somewhere around this video. If you're watching on mobile or desktop, you're gonna see it pop up right now. But yeah, very useful strategy. And then the last point, direct response offer, right? So I'm gonna dissect the funnel just a little bit really quickly so you can get a feel of what was happening. But basically this is the gist of it, right? After you craft your first emails, you'll get the first batch of conversions. So without discounting, without doing anything, just by explaining the value proposition of your product and by retargeting people properly, like you forgot this product at checkout, come back and place your order. This is the value of our product. This is what we do. This is why you would benefit from our product. If you set up these sequence, you're gonna get the first batch of conversions. You can keep sending emails and just do that forever, right? Emails are very cheap, so you can just blast people, not blast them, but you get the point. You can just keep retargeting them forever. But in the interest of getting the sale as early as possible, sometimes it's preferable to discount just to make sure people convert fast. Don't go to your competitor. Don't forget about you. And sometimes just push for the discount. It's way better just from a margin perspective, right? And we applied that strategy, especially because that brand was a very direct response store, right? And that's the reason they were getting banned by Facebook quite often. So this is what we used. We used their main site offer. So they used buy one, get one free on their front end. And this is the same thing we used on the pop-up. So this absolutely ripped. Like that's one of the reasons we got a very high submission rate on the form, right? Without much impact on their margins, because this is really what they ran on their front end. They just increased the price of their product for the offer to make sense and kind of calculated everything so the math worked out on their ends. And I really don't think think I need to say that, but just to make sure I will, right? You need to track everything. Whenever you're split testing your offer on your front end, on your pop-up, you need to track everything. So your conversion rate on that pop-up, your profit per order, and your volume of order. You can do that in an Excel sheet. And basically sometimes you're gonna have a lower submission rate on your pop-up, but you're gonna make more on the back end because people are gonna convert more, or you're gonna have a super high conversion rate on your pop-up and a low conversion rate on the back end. And if you don't track everything properly, then you're not gonna know exactly what gets you the most profit. And this is, at the end of the day, what we're aiming for, profit. So you need to make sure you track everything so you get a really good understanding of what's most profitable. So yeah, this is the offer we used. It absolutely ripped, and this is the offer we scaled on the front end. Then after that, when people add an item to cart, we also retargeted them. So yeah, we have different flows and different email retargeting. I'm mentioning here just the one that have discount. So we have this, the buy one, get one free, which is a standard offer. Then we also have another flow that isn't mentioned here when people go to the site and don't place an order. Also, when people go to a product page and don't place an order, these two flows don't have discounts. And the next step is when people go to a product page and this time add an item to their cart. Now we retarget them, but not instantly with a discount. We wait 7 days. In the span of these 7 days, we do send them emails retargeting them and we get some orders out of them. But if we don't get the conversion 7 days after they add an item to cart, then we get them a 10% discount code. And again, these emails convert really well. And we essentially do the same for when people abandon the funnel at the checkout step. So this time with a higher discount, a 20% off, just because they're closer to the hole, we just give them a harder push. This time it wasn't 7 days, I think it was closer to 10 days, just because we had a longer sequence for that one. And I've just noticed from sending emails for this brand that the emails we send across those 10 days just kept converting even without the discount. So we actually just made a lot of sales without just pushing the discount. The discount was just to make that final last push. That was it for this video. I laid out all of the strategy we used for this specific brand, and they made, I'm gonna show you again the screenshot, but this was very powerful. They made $140,000 per month consistently just off of flows alone. We would have made so much if they didn't get banned by Facebook consistently. But yeah, it was 20% of their store revenue. And if you're not using email marketing, I highly recommend you get started right now. So yeah, if you want the same level of help we provided to this client to get them started with email marketing, then you can just apply to work with us using the first link in the description. We will guarantee you get at least $30,000 in new monthly revenue through email marketing. If you don't get that, you don't have to pay. We never had that happen, but we just say that so you feel more comfortable coming on board with us. So yeah, if that seems interesting, go to the first link in the description or in the comment section, apply to work with us, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.